Aloha everybody and welcome to part 2 of Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, and we're now playing as our favorite fox boy, Miles Tails Prower, who we unlocked after we beat the first stage in the game. There's going to be unlocking a whole bunch of Sonic's friends along the way, and the good news is they all play pretty identical and similar to Sonic in that they run really fast through loop-de-loops. They all have access to the Enter Beam so we can swing off hooks and destroy enemy barriers. And they all have access to the homing attack. So you see a robot, you jump, push the jump button again, you can kill him in one hit. Doesn't matter who you are, Tails, Knuckles, whatever. The only real difference between the four main characters are their side abilities. That blue block, only Sonic could air dash through it. This wind turbine, only Tails levitates with it because he twirls his tails in order to give him some extra height, whereas Sonic, Knuckles, and Sticks can't really do anything with it. And you can switch between the characters on the fly. You actually use the D-pad in order to do this. Like, if I want to go back to Sonic, I push up on the D-pad. If I want to go back to Tails, I push right on the D-pad. You're going to be using the control stick for the majority of this game. D-pad is mostly used just for character switching, and I don't believe you can customize the controls in any other way. Aside from side abilities, characters also have different attacks they can do by pushing the X button. I know Sonic does the spin dash when he's just standing around and doing it. When he jumps, that's when he does his air dash. But for Tails, if you push the X button while standing on the ground, and I won't show this off too much in the game, unfortunately, just because I don't find enough instances where I can use this or where it really helps me. But if you just stand and then push the X button as Tails, he'll actually throw a whole bunch of bombs right in front of him. So it can give him a little bit of distance between him and his enemies, and it allows him to kill them very nicely like that. And I believe you can throw bombs even when you're jumping in the air as well. So, again, Tails has the Enter Beam, he can homing attack, he runs really fast, he has access to bombs, he takes advantage of all these wind turbines that are all over the place. And when it comes to the blue blocks that Sonic can air dash through, he has to be facing them in the right direction, because the blue blocks, you either smash them from one side, where it's completely plain, or you smash them from the other side, which has some kind of drill on the front of it, and Sonic can't really do anything to that drill. There's going to be like these flashing arrows on the blue block saying that, like, oh, you should hit it from the left, or oh, you should hit it from the right, and that's how you know, like, okay, I'm good, I can homing attack, or sorry, air dash through this block right now and get to where I need to go. But if it's like facing the wrong direction, then Sonic can't really do anything with that. The other good thing about Sonic's air dash is that he can pretty much do two at a time. He can air dash in any direction he wants. Like, you can air dash up, you can air dash to the right or to the left, and you can even like bounce and go really far down in order to smash whatever's below you. And Sonic can actually air dash up and then air dash right in order to get two air dashes going on with one jump. So it allows Sonic to reach areas that maybe the other characters couldn't, because even though Tails can take advantage of the wind turbines, he can't fly on his own. You can't, like a Sonic 3 and Knuckles or Sonic Mania or something, just like keep hammering the jump button and then eventually he'll reach the top. No. He can only hover, like you can hold the jump button whenever he hits a jump, and then he'll slowly go down wherever he's going, which is unlike the other three characters. But Tails will not fly higher than he can normally. He needs wind turbines in order to go super high, and if there are no wind turbines, that's when you use Sonic and his air dash, because it allows you to go up and forward, whereas the other characters just have a double jump and that's it. And nobody really gets a triple jump or a quadruple jump or anything like that. So the air dash is pretty good for navigating with the platforming, yeah. Also, check the bottom. I have one emblem, and only one, and I got 2 tokens for completing the stage really fast, as well as completing the stage with a whole bunch of rings. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten those tokens. The tokens are not necessary in order to finish this game. You mean like world peace and an end to hunger and universal healthcare? Okay. I don't know what that was, Sticks, but whatever. But what I'm saying is, you don't need the tokens in order to finish the game. you need the emblems in order to finish the game. And I guess you're wondering, well, how come I'm not collecting any emblems? How come I'm not getting every blueprint and every crystal right now? I can't right now. I need sticks for this particular level if I want all the blueprints or all the crystals. Or maybe I need Knuckles because there's a crystal hiding in a spot that only Knuckles can get to. But unfortunately, I haven't unlocked them yet, so I can't get those emblems yet. Which means I might have to replay this level later in the playthrough. But enough about that. Right now I have 2 emblems from completing 2 stages. I need all 34 if I want to go into Amy's house. So that's a bonus you get for collecting every emblem in the game. Oh, you'll see what's inside Amy's house at the very end of the playthrough. Oh god, Lyric brought back his driller worms. Oh boy. This takes us to the worm tunnel levels. Now these levels are definitely what is modern Sonic nowadays, where you have the boost. If you hold the Y button down, Sonic will go super fast. You'll see these blurry blue wind stuff on the screen, and you'll go really, really fast. Now here's the thing. The red things that I'm passing by, the electric tubes, the electric generator things, you run into that, you instantly die, you have to go all the way back to the track and retry this whole entire segment. It's only one hit and there are no checkpoints. All I have to do for this level is make it to the end where the driller worm is, and then Sonic does the rest and I finish the stage. But you run into any of these things, you die. And it's kind of peculiar because it doesn't really control like the boost games. You would think, if you've played the boost games, that all you have to do is hold the Y button down and then flick the analog stick right or left whenever you want to go to a left or right track, right? Not so. Not the case in this. You actually have to stop boosting before you can flick left or right. Like, if I try to flick left or right while holding the Y button down, nothing's going to happen. Sonic's just going to keep going forward, and it's possible he'll run into the electric thing and then die right then and there. So, it's important for you to know, let go of the boost if you're going to switch from side to side. And it's also important to know you don't need to boost because there is a time limit for getting the token. Like, I am being judged how fast I am so I can get a token for Quincy's shop. But if you're just mandatory playing this stage so you can get all the emblems, and that's the only reason you're playing this, you don't really need to boost. You can be slow and not hold the Y button the entire time, and then flicking left and right to go to alternate pathways is a lot easier because you don't have to worry about, okay, let go, now flick, let go, now flick, let go, now flick, you know? But I'm trying to get all the tokens with the driller worm segments, so that means I have to run into every single ring that was on the track. That was something I was looking out for, and I had to pretty much hold the boost button as much as I could so that I would make it underneath the time limit. And that got me 2 extra tokens, which I can spend at Quincy's shop. Booyah! This is Styx's house. I would have gone in, but there's really nothing... Oh, wait, I did. I haven't recorded this in a while, but when I collect the crystals, it fills in the big major crystal at the top here, and then when it's all filled in, I unlock... you'll just have to find out. So I can remember. Because it's not anything major or important. It might just be a token for Quincy's shop. I don't recall, but either way. Styx, you can't just go running into danger without a plan, a direction, or a clue. Why not? Because that's what I do. Oh, Sonic, you are a card. Do you even know where to look? Follow the trail of broken lyric robots and we can't go wrong. I don't see any broken lyric robots. Me either. That's why I'm gonna make some. Alright, so now we're entering the race levels. Because Styx, for whatever reason, you get a game over if you cannot beat her to her objective. Because these are the most important stakes ever, after all. But this is a race. We are racing Styx to the destination. And basically, all that really amounts to at this stage is taking the right pathways that have rings and the pathways with rings will basically confirm that you'll be taking the shortcut and you'll be going a lot faster than the other character, who's probably not going to be taking advantage of a shortcut at all. There's only one emblem you can unlock here, and just like with the Driller Worm level, how fast you are and how many rings you collect will determine whether you get some Quincy tokens. So I'm going to be collecting all the tokens I can. I'm going to be going fast, taking all the good shortcuts with the rings, and going as super fast as humanly possible. You can't switch to the other characters during this. You need Sonic for these races because there are blue blocks only he can air dash through or air dash up to. And, yeah, all I'm really doing is I'm holding the Y button down and I'm just paying attention to where I see the path of rings, because if the rings are on the top pathway, well, maybe I should go to the top pathway so that I'll go through a shortcut and collect a lot of rings and go super fast. This isn't like Sonic Rivals, where, like, Styx has bonus abilities. Right? She doesn't throw her boomerang at you or anything. No. Eventually she can catch up with you and you can see her on screen. Oh, there she is. If you see her on screen, she can just pass by you. You're not going to take any contact damage from her, you know? You're just trying to get to the exit, get to the goal ring before she does. And again, look for all the shortcuts, hit the ring pathways, keep moving, keep jumping, make sure your platforming counts. And these segments aren't really that hard, but they are pretty fun, I won't deny. This is really what Sonic Rivals should have been in the first place, you know? Other than, like, the rings guiding you to what is clearly the shortcut pathway or something. Just high-speed action, quick timing with your platforming and stuff. That would have made Sonic Rivals even more fun than it already was. Not that Sonic Rivals is amazing or anything, but I've done playthroughs on those games. Check them out if you want for the PSP. Yeah. Wow, it's really in there. Or you can pull it out yourself. No, we'll do it together. Teamwork. It's the only way we're gonna save Amy. Again, this is very different from Rise of Lyric, where Sonic was out for himself and was like, didn't trust his friends to be able to do anything. But again, this does not follow the continuity of Rise of Lyric, so whatever. On my way to Scrapyard. Meet up with Knuckles. Group hug for me, myself and I. Next up, the Scrapyard to find Knuckles and see what he knows about Amy. Hey, Styx, why is your boomerang gooey? You know, in Rise of Lyric, we discovered that, like, the snakes could take control of the robot shells. And then the snake people were in the robots and you had to beat them up. Did Styx just, like, fucking kill a snake and now her boomerang's covered in snake blood? Is that... Is that what happened? Is that what I'm supposed to assume for that scene? But either way, folks, we've warped to another world. We're in the Scrapyard level. Here's Knuckles' hangout. He's not actually there right now. You enter and I guess he stepped out. Come back tomorrow. You know, it would have been great if he was there. It would have solved so many of my problems if he was there, because here's the real problem with Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. I can't play this level. I can't play the Scrapyard level because I need one more emblem. But Clement, there's only 4 levels along the way. That's true! Oh. So basically, guys, that means I have to go back to the first stage, or the second stage now that I have Styx. Styx has joined the party after that race. But I have to go to one of those levels, and I have to look in every nook and cranny I can for either every single blueprint or every single crystal. And this isn't like an accumulative thing. It's not like, oh, you found 5 crystals, so therefore we're going to give you an emblem. No, 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 no. How this works with this particular game is that you need everything in a stage in order to unlock an emblem. Before I elaborate on that, on this higher pathway is this little water container, and these water containers are in every single stage for some reason. I don't know who put them there, I don't know why they exist, but you drive around with this little mini submarine, this little Tails submarine thing. You have missiles you can use to shoot out a whole bunch of blocks and bombs, and if you take too much damage by running into the sides of walls or running into the bombs, then your timer on the top right starts to go down a little bit. And if it goes down all the way, your submarine destroys, and you'll have to reattempt this entire underwater adventure all over again. But you just go through, and on the bottom screen, if you keep pushing the bottom screen with, or if you keep tapping the bottom screen with the stylus or with your finger, you'll create this little sonar effect, which will give you an idea of where everything else is in relation to you. It'll actually make the map appear for a split second. So when you're not sure where you're going, it starts out pitch black, and if you're not sure where you're going, you just tap the screen in order to make the sonar happen. And by the way, there's Sonic Spin Dash. That's as far as it goes. Again, momentum doesn't matter. It just kind of goes a little bit far, and it's really only good for taking out badniks. Although, I don't know if you call them badniks in the Boom universe, especially when they're lyrics minions, but either way. So, we'll do more of those submarine levels as the game goes on, but this is the big, huge, mega, stupid design problem of Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, okay? I need emblems in order to play other levels. I can't unlock Knuckles until I have 5 emblems so I can play that scrapyard level. Which means I have to go back to one of these earlier levels in order to collect blueprints, which you can exchange with Tails at his workshop for upgrades, and crystals, which you can give to Sticks to do nothing, really. But if you get all 6 blueprints and all 5 crystals in one particular stage, you get an emblem. Only one emblem, just the one. But you will get that emblem. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I get 5 blueprints in this stage, and then I collect more blueprints in the second stage? But I didn't collect all of them in a single level, you know? I just collected some of them. Wouldn't all of that accumulation of all the items I have been finding benefit me in some way? No. I mean, with the blueprints it will, because you'll get more designs for Tails, but not when it comes to emblems. Which means you're not going to be progressing through the game very well, which means that you're going to be stuck and you're going to have to keep replaying levels, looking in every nook and cranny, looking in every part of the map that you can, so that you can find these things, so that you can actually progress with the story and progress with the game and see new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pick up 4 crystals. I need all 5. Otherwise, I don't get an emblem. I can't find 5 blueprints. I need all 6. Otherwise, I don't get an emblem. It has a bad design problem that it has in common with the Shadow the Hedgehog game from 2005, where, oh, I'm in Westopolis, and if I want to do the hero pathway, I have to kill every single alien. And if I miss one, I gotta go through that level all over again, looking for that one alien I missed. Or if you're going down the dark pathway of the Shadow level, I gotta find every single gun soldier that I can, kill them, and if I miss one, I gotta go through that entire level all over again, looking for that one gun soldier I missed. Same exact principle here. If you miss a blueprint, it's gone, and you gotta replay the level in order to find it. And unlike Shadow the Hedgehog, you know, at least Shadow the Hedgehog had those checkpoints where, like, you could warp to previous locations on the map. You know, let's say I want to restart the level without actually restarting the level. You would go to the checkpoint, you'd select the first checkpoint through, like, all the checkpoints you can select, and you'd warp back to the beginning of the level with your current progress. Okay, cool. Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal is one of those games where, like, every now and then you'll run into a boost pad that will automatically make Sonic do stuff. Like, I just ran into one right now. I'm running up the wall, I'm hitting these springs, I went past a point of no return. There's no going back. There is no going back. If I want to check out a previous location that maybe I missed a crystal in, maybe I missed a blueprint in, tough luck, I have to restart the entire stage all over again just to see if I missed something back there. And again, these stages are pretty long. You know, with the first 2 attempts throughout this playthrough, I was going through those stages as quickly as possible, not looking for things on the side. I was just trying to finish the stage as efficiently as I could. And most of the time, it was like a 4-minute run, a 5-minute run. Even with that, And when you're stopping to look in every little bit of a stage, I found a crystal! Yay! It's useless to me without the other 4. I need Knuckles in order to find one of them in this stage. Which means I can't get every single emblem in this stage right now until I have my full party. Which means, guys, I'm gonna have to replay the first stage again. It's just... It's not the kind of design that makes this game super fun to replay. You know, even with, like, the bad cutscenes that you can't skip through, even with all this collectathon stuff, like, there's a lot of reasons you wouldn't want to replay this game, but this is the major one. This is the big reason I have such a hard time playing Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal, because even though it does resemble a usual Sonic game, it has homing attacks, it's 2D, it runs really fast, it's Sonic going through loop-de-loops and homing attacking robots and all that jazz. But that means nothing if you structure the game in such a weird way that, like, you can't progress through the story unless you're getting everything. So as much as you'd like to see the future levels in the game, as much as you'd like to see the rest of the game, I gotta collect all this stuff, and that sucks. Like, just imagine the classic games, right? Just imagine classic Sonic 2. You're in Chemical Plant, you're enjoying Chemical Plant, you beat Eggman at the end of that stage, and then it's like, you can't go to Aquatic Ruin because you didn't find the 4 special rings in this stage. Go back to Chemical Plant, go back to Emerald Hill Zone because you have to find those things. And then you never saw Aquatic Ruin for another 10-20 minutes because you're too busy scraping the bottom of the barrel of the previous stages trying to find those 6 blueprints or those 5 crystals so you can get that one emblem, you know? It's not great design, and there's a reason why Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, the sequel to this game that's also on the 3DS that has pretty much the exact same gameplay style, completely dropped this in the sequel, and they just let you play the game normally, because I only got 1 emblem from this. I need the other 4 crystals if I want to get another one, but unfortunately, I need Knuckles in order to get all the crystals. Well, don't worry, we're going to unlock Knuckles in Part 3. See ya then.